Historic opportunity we have to host the Future Leaders Conference in Jaffna. As was mentioned, this is the fourth season, and from the very beginning we were very eager to see the day where the conference will be hosted by our brothers and sisters in the north. And the day has come, and we're expecting student leaders from all 25 districts to come together and experience what Sri Lanka could look like. A new generation that truly dares to unite, truly dares to see what Sri Lanka could look like. And the exciting thing is that the teams in Jaffna and Mullaitivu and Kilinochchi, our Sri Lanka Unites chapters, have been working for almost 6 months to make sure that they're ready to host these students. And the applications have come in. We're expecting maybe up to 500 student leaders. We're expecting around 100 volunteers. We have volunteers from universities across Sri Lanka and also Sri Lankans who are in universities around the world. We have diaspora delegates, who some of them are here, who have come just for the conference from 7 cities around the country, around the world, just to be here and be a part of the process. So we're honored that you took the time to meet with us and to hear more about the conference. During this conference, we want to celebrate the culture of Jaffna. Last year we had the privilege of having the conference in Kandy, and we celebrated the Kandian culture.
I would like to say that in my entire career, one of the positions from which I have derived great satisfaction and pleasure is being chairman of the Board of Trustees of Sri Lanka Unites. This is a student movement born out of their own imagination and their own creativity and managed by them. And in the 3 years and more that I have been chairman of the Board of Trustees, I find that they have been on autopilot and that I have had to do very little. It is a very impressive, self-reliant movement, which for me is a spark of hope for the future of Sri Lanka. Because in the future generation that you see at these conferences, there is a remarkable commitment to a united Sri Lanka, free of prejudice among ethnic groups and amongst religious groups, and a desire for a bright and prosperous future based on national unity and the territorial integrity of our country.
It was a realization that came to me that we, the old people, or the generation before me, have failed in their attempts to unite Sri Lanka. And we paid very dearly for that mistake. So it's now the time for the younger brains to get together, to have cooperation sentimentally, ideologically, practically, and think of structures that you can build to unite Sri Lanka. I think it's never too late. In fact, 6 or 7 years ago, I had lost hope. I was miserable in my senses that we have lost all opportunities to live together amicably in this beautiful island of ours. And it was really a hopeful event to see that the Sri Lanka Unites have come up in a very meaningful way, in a dialogical manner, to come together on platforms and to pick up commonalities. Now there has been a tendency of late all over the world to talk of identity, nationalisms in plural. And we forgot ourselves. We forgot the human beings. Identity is, after all, something relating to a self. And the moment you politicize that self and seek cultures, religion, language, etc., you are dividing the people. The humanity is divided.